and rolling for a couple minutes. Welcome to the AmeriTrust Speaker Series. My name is Craig Olmstead, and I'll be your host for today's show. Please check out our landing page and register to find out about upcoming speakers at AmeriFirstSpeakerSeries.com and AmeriTrustSpeakers.com. We're using Zoom and encourage questions throughout the program for Danny, so please type those questions into the Q&A section at the bottom of your screen. If you're on a cell phone, you'd like to ask a question, feel free to reach out to Consider It Done, and we will consider it done at AmeriFirst.com and shoot that email to us. We'll get those answered for you as well. We're pleased to, as I mentioned earlier, welcome back from our original series back in 2019. Danny joined us just when our speaker series was getting off the ground, and Danny was kind enough to share his story along with his passion for helping people. And as life evolves, so has Danny's career since we last saw him. Danny sold his real estate company Intero Rancho Cucamonga in California in 2020, but still enjoys helping real estate agents and find more time for themselves while making more money. Danny has created a system that results in his agents wanting to be at their best in all areas of life, be it health, family, relationships, mindset, and last but certainly not least, financial freedom. Get ready for that blueprint on how to work less, make more money, and have more time to do what you love. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Danny Morel. Welcome, Danny.
What's going on? How are you? Thank you for that introduction, Craig. I'm really excited to be here. If I have an opportunity, what I'd love to do first and foremost is I'd love to connect with all of you guys real fast. And just, if you can, in the chat, just let me know your name and where you're checking in from. And if you're in the mortgage or real estate business, if you could do that, that would be fantastic.
Actually, I'm not sure we have a chat set up here, but we've got Q&A, so they can post them in the Q&A, and then you can read them in the Q&A. So please, guys, go ahead and fill up that Q&A. Let us know what you're in, where you're from, and right. What is that? What you wanted, Danny?
Yeah. Where you're from. I see your name. Just tell me what state you're in, and if you're in real estate or mortgage, and what your goal is for this year. If you could do that, please, what your goal is for this year, because that will give me an idea of the audience that we're speaking to. And what's up, Patrick? How are you, man? Welcome. Beautiful. And if you could do that, that would be fantastic. 160 loans this year. I love that. We'll get you there. No problem. Odette, welcome, Odette. David, how are you? A loan officer, aspiring loan officer, even better. Cindy is here from Michigan. There's some good deals in Michigan right now. There's always good deals in Michigan, right? Keith, welcome from real estate in Auburndale, Florida. Never heard of Auburndale. Dominica from Orlando, welcome. Reina Benitez, welcome. Jason Pugh, I know Jason, how are you? I know that name, welcome. Aaron Bradley, welcome. Welcome, Joseph and Katie, beautiful. Okay, there's a lot of you guys here, fantastic. Well, what I'd like to do is I'd like to tell you first and foremost a little bit about myself and why our time together, I believe, truly can help you achieve whatever goal that you have in your business and in your life, because one of my beliefs is that our business is really just a reflection of what's going on inside of us. Okay. I started in the real estate industry back when I was 19 years old with a simple goal, and that was to buy my mother a house. That was it. At the time, we were dead broke. We didn't have any money, whatever the case may be. And sure enough, as a real estate agent, I ended up, getting up to 150 transactions a year, working 4.5 days a week, which was great. It was awesome. It felt really good. And then I had this crazy idea to start a brokerage because it just seemed like the next natural step for me, right? And when I took that step and I decided to open a brokerage, I decided to be one of the biggest and best around. And so I thought to myself, what if I could create a brokerage that did $1 billion in sales? Don't ask me why that was the number, but I just decided that was the number, right? I just decided, that it was there. The problem was that I was starting from scratch. I had no money, and I had literally, I think, $2,000 to my name because the market had just crashed. Many of us remember that. But I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to do this. And so I gave myself a timeline of 10 years. And I started from absolutely zero, guys. And this is very important that you understand. I started from zero, just an idea on a napkin. And by the ninth year in business, ninth year in business, we did 1.1 billion in sales. 1.1 billion in sales. And in November of last year, I was operating that company for the last 2 years of my owning it, doing 1.1 billion in sales, working about 5 hours a week in it. Okay. And so what I realized is that this myth that hard work equals money is simply that. It's just a myth. It's a story that our mind can gravitate to, and that it keeps us from the truth and the reality of our true power. That money is simply a reflection of our energy. And I want you all to write this down, please, because we're about to get deep. Grab a notepad and a piece of paper. I'm going to teach you some things right now. Money is energy. You are energy. And therefore, you are money. I'm going to say that again. Money is energy. And you are energy. Therefore, you are money. Now, why am I starting off our conversation this way? I'm starting off our conversation this way, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm starting off our conversation this way because all of us as a society, particularly us in the real estate and mortgage industry, we are blessed with an undeniable fact, and that is there is absolutely no shortage whatsoever of this thing that we are all looking for called money. There's plenty of it out there. There's nothing stopping us from getting it. We can have as much of it as we want. The problem is, why don't we? Yeah. The problem is, why don't we? Right? And what I have discovered is the reason why we don't is we're constantly chasing for it. You see, you'll never have something that you're constantly chasing for, because even when you get it, you'll always be chasing for more. I'm going to say that again. You'll never have what you're constantly chasing for, because even once you get it, you'll constantly be chasing for more. And the reason why we are chasing for this thing, this objective, this goal called money is because of one word: separation. Separation. You see, in reality, whether we realize it or not, we have been programmed to believe that we are separate from everything it is that we desire in life. Case in point is money. You know this to be true. You know this to be true because you could have made the most money you've ever made in your life in 1 year, and guess what you do the very next year? You want more. When will you ever have peace? When will you ever find yourself? When will you ever be free? When will you ever stop chasing? These are questions that are never asked in the real estate, in the mortgage industry. But the key to the thing that we all really search for, which isn't money, the key to freedom, true freedom, is found in our relationship with money. And when you start understanding that money is not separate from you, it's not this thing outside of you that you have to constantly go on and search for. When you start to finally understand that you are energy, and the energy inside of you and the focus and the vision that you have is what is drawing in and attracting into you the money that it is that you want, that's when the whole ball game changes. That's when you'll make millions upon millions of dollars, and yet it won't change or affect the way you feel. because you'll simply be making more of what you already are. That's when you'll no longer have to work. Because why would you work to go and acquire what you already have inside? I want you to really, really think about this. And I'm going to share with you how powerful this truth is. During this last craziness of time that we called COVID, that is happening right now in our world and our society, I made a very important decision right when it all started. I decided that I was not going to participate in it. And I made a video on my Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, you know this. Danny Morel is my name. And I made a video and I was out going for a run and I just challenged everybody. It's like this thing called quarantine has started. We didn't even know what it was back then. And I challenged everybody. I said, you have a responsibility to decide how you're going to participate in this thing. And you have the option to not participate in it at all. Because you see, what I started to notice and I started to realize is I started to understand, being that we are energy, there are only two real energies that we can either be living from. Two real energies that we can always be experiencing. One is fear and the other is love. Separation is fear. Freedom is love. I'm telling you this, guys, because before I finally understood this, and don't worry, we're going to get to business in a second, but the business will never be what you want it to be unless you first figure out you. I'm telling you this because I used to make a lot of money back in the days, and I used to own a great company, and I would go out and I would buy every Rolex, every car. I had an Aston Martin, I had a big house, I had everything you could possibly imagine. And guess what? I always wanted more. Guess why? Because I didn't know who I was. Had no clue. I didn't realize that at the time, what was programming me and running me was a deep-rooted program within my heart and in my mind that told me that I wasn't enough. And so I needed to look outside of me for relationships, for materialism, for success, for power, to fulfill this void that I had inside of myself. See, once you find your true power, nothing that happens out there can affect what is going on in here. And you can literally choose to distance yourself. And so I chose to distance myself. I chose to distance myself from everything going on with COVID and all this craziness. I no longer own a TV. This is where my TV is supposed to go. I decided to just be at peace with myself. I decided to just stop all the programming, stop all the fear, and just not let it allow. And guess what happened? Our company grew by 3,800% net profit in the last year. My total hours worked in that company, this is my new company now, 7 a week, something like that. You are energy. Money is energy. Therefore, you are money. And you are not separate from money. And will you need to work at the beginning while you figure this out? Sure, absolutely. But when you truly figure out and understand how powerful you really are, the right clients, prospects, opportunities will simply be drawn to you. Because you have fixed the thing inside of you that allows you to radiate as the magnet that you really are. And once that magnet gets activated, everything in your life that you want is simply drawn to you. All right. If you're with me, just send me a little yes right now in the Q&A and we'll get started. If you're with me, just send me a little yes right now. Just want to make sure you guys are with me and I haven't lost you. Good. Beautiful. Good. Beautiful. Okay. All right. Fantastic. So let's talk for a second. Let's talk business now, right? Let's talk business and let's see. Okay, Danny, like, all right, I'm here with you. I'm getting it, but what's the difference that makes the difference? What's the difference that makes the difference? You know, everybody tells me I have to work hard. Everybody tells me I have to pick up the phone. Everybody tells me I have to prospect. I get all that. I get all that. But how come one guy will make 100 phone calls and get 20 appointments, and one guy needs to make 1,000 phone calls to get 20 appointments? How come the guy that does 100 phone calls to get 20 appointments will land 10 of those appointments? And how come the guy that does 1,000 calls and gets 20 appointments may only land 5 of them? What's the difference that makes a difference? It's very simple. It's what's going on inside of here. It's your vision and for what you're trying to accomplish. You see, I coach right now loan officers, real estate agents, and I literally am coaching people right now who were working 7 days a week to make 100,000 a year. And now they're working 4 days a week to make 2 million a year. True story. I'm coaching people right now who were dealing with literally physical illnesses in their body, where illnesses are now gone. I know that sounds weird. True story. I'm coaching people right now who were 70 and 80 pounds overweight, who have now lost all the weight. And we're talking about weight that they didn't know how to lose for 20 or 30 years. True story. I'm coaching people right now who had a cap in their income of $150,000 or $200,000 a year that they had no idea how to get over, that are now literally making $1.5, $2 million a year, working 4 days a week. True story. And what's the difference that makes the difference? The difference is your relationship with the 2 words that I'm about to show you right now. If you got a piece of paper, I want you to write down the word salesperson. Salesperson. A salesperson. I just want you to think about that. A salesperson, right off the bat, there are different things that you can discuss, different things that you can talk about. There's different adjectives that we can use to describe what a salesperson is, who a salesperson is, and what that salesperson receives. There's different adjectives that we can use to describe what activities that salesperson focuses on. There's different adjectives that we can use to describe the vision that that salesperson has. Everything starts with vision. And so when we talk about vision, for example, let's talk about this real fast. What does a salesperson do? And what does a salesperson envision? And what is the salesperson energetically focused on? Please let me tell you right now what the answer is. Number one, a salesperson wants money or a commission check. Now let's stop right here. Well, yeah, Danny, but that's what we're in the business for. We're in the business to make money. That's why I got into real estate. That's why I got into loans, is because I wanted to make money. Really? If you look back and you look back to when you first got started, beneath the money is what a business owner wants. Beneath the money is what a business owner builds for. Beneath the money is what a business owner acquires. You know what we really want? We want freedom. 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 That's what we all want. We want to be free to decide who we want to be, to decide what we want to do, to decide where we want to go, to decide how we want to go there. We want to be free to spend the time with our children and our loved ones exactly the way we want to. We want to be free. That's what we all want. See, and when we go back to the conversation of money is energy and you are energy and therefore you are money, if you don't believe inside of yourself that you can be free, you will constantly create circumstances, opportunities, and positions for yourself in life to keep you from not being free. A salesperson every single year starts the year at 0. Write that down, 0. They have to start again. They have to start all over again. Okay? A business owner starts the year, please listen to me, all of you, especially in real estate, because this is like what I'm deeply, deeply passionate about. A business owner starts every single year with a book of business called the database. A salesperson wants the check. A business owner built a relationship. A salesperson thinks about now. A business owner thinks about the future. See, when a salesperson is out doing their work and when a salesperson is out going about their business, everything that they do, please listen to me, the tools they invest in or don't invest in, the coaching they invest in, well, salespeople, it's difficult. Only business-minded people invest in coaching because salespeople are so money conscious, because they're only thinking about now, because their whole motivation is money. So they see business, coaching and guidance and whatever the case may be, they see it as a cost versus an investment. A business owner sees it as an investment. Anyways, but a salesperson, everything that they do is geared towards right now and fulfilling the needs that I have right now. The number one thing that a salesperson wants to do is pay their bills. That's the number one thing they're focused on, which is why in real estate, we have all of these emotional ups and downs about money. When we're feeling really, really good, we feel really good because sales are coming in. And then when we're feeling really, really bad, we feel really, really bad because sales are not coming in. Why? Because we never built a business. We've been out there hustling and grinding. We go out there and we listen to people and people tell us it's all about our mindset. I'm here to tell you it's all about your heart. It's all about your heart set. People didn't know this about me, but secretly, I was running a beautiful $1.1 billion a year business. I was working hard. I was doing everything that I had to do, but inside I was miserable. I was unhappy, which is why I was overweight, which is why I used to drink so much, which is why I used to do the things that I used to do, because in my heart, I was not happy. Once I discovered that what I really wanted was freedom, once I discovered that I was money, once I discovered that I literally, once I healed everything inside of me, could just draw money into me, the weight came off. The body healed. Money issues went away. I was free. See, the salesperson is worried about bills. The business owner doesn't even go to the bank because the business owner has systems in place, has leverage in place, has things in place so that they can be free, so that they can live their life free. Now, why am I sharing this with all of you? I'm sharing this with all of you because this is my passion and my motivation. At one point in time, as a real estate salesperson, I was a part of a coaching company. And as a part of that coaching company, I was the top broker and owner in that organization, okay? And as a part of that coaching company, there was literally no bigger broker in that system. And so what happened was one day I went out there and I started to notice something. I started to notice that I was a part of the greatest mastermind within that organization. This was 5 years ago or so. And I started to notice that everybody there in the organization, they were all great salespeople, and we were taught to be great salespeople, right? And everybody in the mastermind made $1 million a year or more. And I started to notice that on January 1st, please pay attention, everybody. I started to notice that on January 1st, everybody in that mastermind started at zero. Everybody, yeah, they made a lot of money, but underneath, right? When you pulled up the cover, when you pulled up the hood, nobody could take a vacation. They had no leverage. They were taught to have no leverage. And so when I went to the main coach and I said, hey, Mr. Coach, I got a question for you. You know, all these wonderful people, they've been in the business 20, 25, 30 years, and they're still out there hustling. I don't want to do that. That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense to me. If I'm still hustling after 25, 30 years in the business, I did something really, really wrong. I want to be free. I want to be in Cabo. I want to be traveling the world. I want to be in Italy. I want to be on the sand somewhere, beautiful waters. I want to be working. I said, why don't we teach these people how to build some leverage in their life? Why don't we teach these people how to become business owners? Here was what the coach, and by the way, this is like the #1 coach in all of real estate in the entire nation and the entire world, supposedly right now. Or well, between each other, they fight with each other. So father, son, you don't know which one's #1, whatever. I said, no, Danny, no. Keep that quiet. True story. He said, we don't want them thinking like business people. We need them thinking like salespeople. And he didn't say it, but you know why we need them thinking like salespeople? Because as salespeople, you'll never be free. And as salespeople, you'll always need him. In that moment, I decided I got to get out of there right away. I got to get out of there because there's too many beautiful business people. There's too many beautiful mortgage officers and real estate agents that deserve to know the truth about what their truest potential really is. And that's when I started doing what I do. I'm happy to say right now we have, about 400 people, small group, wonderful community, and we're experiencing breakthroughs like never before. Why? Well, it's because we teach people leverage. That's why. And that's what I'm about to show you right now. I'm about to show you what we call our leverage ladder. And I'm about to show you step by step what you can do in your business as a real estate professional. And if you're a mortgage, what you can also do, because it's about the same thing. All of our lenders in our program and realtors follow the same roadmap to eventually get you leverage. And what is leverage? A leveraged life in our business looks like this. And I want you to write this down, please. And I want you to write it down and I want you to own it as an affirmation. I earn 7 figures a year or more, and I work 30 hours a week or less to earn it. That's leverage. That's leverage. I'm going to say it again. I earn 7 figures a year or more, and I work 30 hours a week or less to earn it. And why is it so important to work 30 hours a week or less? Can I tell you why? Write these words down. Number 1, your health. Your health. You could have all the money in the world, but if you don't have your health, what do you have? Number 2, your family and the love of your family. So many of us in our industry, we're so focused on the award or being #1 or whatever the case may be. We need to focus on being #1 in our home, the connection that we have to our children. Number 3, yes, financial power, military power. That's what I like to call it. A great country is normally great because they have great military. They have great defenses. With all this craziness going on, I want to challenge you. You can build up those great defenses in both your military and in your health. And once you've built up those defenses, you don't got to worry about what's going on out there. I don't know what's happening out there. I'm letting all these people do what they do. What's happening out there doesn't control or affect what happens in here in any way, shape, or form. So if you're ready how to learn how to leverage yourself and truly become a business owner so that someday you could be free, so that you can make millions of dollars a year and be able to spend the time that you want with your family. Send me the word leverage right now, please. Send me the word leverage right now, because this isn't for everybody. Not everybody wants this, but if you want it, I'm going to show you how to do it. Send me the word leverage. Okay, see, I thought you guys would be a little bit more excited, but there's only 3 of you. All right, that's okay. Well, for the 3 of you that want leverage, I'm going to show you how to get some leverage in your life. All right, here we go. So I'm going to share my screen now. I'm going to stop this share. And I'm going to leave here.
Danny, I think a few more came in. Came in.
Beautiful, beautiful, fantastic. All right, so here we go. I'm going to show you what I call, there are 2 ladders, and I'm going to share this with you here real fast. There are two ladders that we teach. We call, one is the launch ladder, and the second one is the leverage ladder. All right. I'm going to focus on the leverage ladder for the sake of today's call. The launch ladder, what we do is we teach it to people as they're becoming wonderful salespeople. Because before you can become a great business owner, you first have to become a wonderful salesperson. Okay. So there's a whole nother process that we teach for that. But the first thing I want to do is I want to focus today on how to show you how to have leverage in your life. Okay. So here we go. Step number 1, you got to increase production. Write this down. I'm going to show you step by step. This is literally how I did it. And by the way that I created this ladder is one day, it was like Wednesday at 12 o'clock in the middle of the day. I had my feet kicked up on my desk. I had nothing else to do. I didn't have to work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. My week was done. And I thought to myself, Danny, how the heck did you do it? How did you get here? And I grab a piece of paper and a pen and I go, okay, this is exactly how I did it. So I'm just going to show you exactly how I did it. Step 1, you got to increase your production. And my belief is you got to increase it from a prospecting based engine. From a prospecting based engine. And you might say to yourself, well, wait a minute, Danny, hold on. Didn't you just say, you just said something about being a salesperson. Look, nothing wrong with being a salesperson. Nothing wrong with hard work. I'm just saying, just don't stay there forever. I'm just saying, do everything that you do in a way so that you build it so that someday you don't have to be the salesperson in your organization. This is what all of our people are learning right now. You see, the key to sales is to first master sales and then delegate it. Write that down. Master sales and then delegate it. And so the only way to master it is to go out and be efficient at it. And you have to do it by prospecting, and you got to do it by knowing what to say. Now, number 2, all of you who are in sales right now know you have to master and understand how to have a proper lead follow-up system in place. Because 70 to 80% of our sales are in the follow-up. Number 3, you have to master presenting. You have to master presenting. Because whether you're working with a buyer right now, everybody, if you're working with buyers, we have a system right now that has literally cut our agents that work with us, their presentation time into 1/4 of the presentations. None of you should be driving around with buyers right now. You have a perfect excuse, COVID. We're shifting everybody into online buyer presentations. Once you learn that, the whole ball game changes. The whole ball game changes. See, that's a way of mastering presenting, right? What about your listing presentations? All of our listing presentations are going on right now through Zoom. You got to be a really powerful presenter if you be able to present on Zoom and be able to take down a listing that way. You got to know what to say. You have to know the energy in which you're saying it. You have to understand human beings. You got to understand psychology, and you got to be able to tie all of that in a powerful fashion. As an agent, I used to take between 10 and 12 listings a month with 0 advertising dollars. Why was I able to do that? Well, because I understood how to prospect, I understood how to follow up, and I understood how to present. But you see, I didn't actually start taking the listings until I mastered number 4, which was mastering objections. And this is why many of us as loan officers, we're afraid to go out and prospect and go speak to realtors. Again, remember that there's either the energy of fear or the energy of love that you're living in. And if there's fear in one area of your life, there's probably fear in other areas of your life. True story. Right now, one of the things that I'm teaching people is to remove negativity from their life. And so, or at least guard yourself from negativity in your life. And so if the current situation is having an effect on you, I would recommend to you that you guard and protect these couple of different areas. Number one, what you watch. There's no need for TV. I say that jokingly, guys, but whether you realize it or not, you're being programmed through fear. Every commercial, for sure, the news, it is using fear to quite frankly, manipulate you. Number two, what you listen to. There's no need for you to listen to the radio anymore. Because even in the radio, if you look at certain stations, test this. Look at certain stations, right? That where certain demographics will most likely be listening to those stations, and pay attention to the message that they're sharing. It's all fear-based. Don't get into politics. Don't get into right or wrong. Don't get into vaccine or not vaccine, mask or not mask. Step away from that. You're bigger than all that. You're bigger than all that. That's all ego. Step into your true power, your soul, your heart, and just observe and just be aware. And challenge yourself to have an open mind to really see the message that's being given, and you'll see it very clearly. Well, listen to me. If there's fear outside there, there's fear inside here. There's fear inside here. There's fear relating to another human being. If there's fear relating to another human being, there's fear of objections. There's fear of objections. There's fear of money. There's fear of money. You're literally blocking yourself from the money that is intended to be for you and your family. Do you see how this all works? Number five, you got to know how to close. No way I could take 10 to 12 listings a month. No way. But I didn't know how to close. True story. One of the loan officers I work with, her name is Victoria Mendez. She works out in the Northridge area. When I first met her, she was a little hustler. She was making $100,000 a year. She was just grinding, hustling, working so hard. Started working with her, started fixing some of the energy and helping her with some of the energy inside of her, but at the same time, helping her to present better when she was meeting real estate agents, and really helping her to master those objections that she gets from agents and helping her to close. She'll do $2 million this year. $2 million from 100,000. We've been working with each other less than 3 years. Why? She had a vision. She wanted leverage in her life. Once you have the vision, all you need is the guide to show you step by step how to do it. You follow the steps, it's guaranteed you're going to get there. Now, ask yourself this question, especially for you real estate agents, and be honest. Watch this. Watch this. If you're honest with yourself right now, where does most of our industry live? They live in steps 1, 2, and 3. That's it. No one ever graduates from there. Why? Because we're constantly thinking as salespeople. Salespeople can wing it in this business and make 6 figures. I'm going to say that again. Salespeople can wing it in this business and make 6 figures. Notice how the colors change in this graph. Notice how the colors change in this ladder. What we're about to do is we're about to transition from a salesperson into a team leader. Check this out. Number 6, you got to cultivate a community. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Because when you cultivate a community through your database, do you know what happens? You cultivate an army of people that love you, like you, and trust you so much that they now start prospecting for you. You only cultivate that community through relationship and through connections. The year I did 150 transactions, 60 of those transactions were from my database. 60. That's $600,000 a year just from my database. And we show you step by step how to do this. This is a piece of cake. Number 7, you got to learn to simplify your process and delegate it. Simplify your process and delegate it. Okay. Half the battle for most of us is our sales process is so difficult. Why? Because we like difficult. Difficult serves us. Difficult makes us feel good. Difficult makes us feel worthy of the money that we earn. When you get past that, they'll start to flow. You'll quadruple the money you earn in half of the effort. Why? Simply because you allowed yourself to simplify things and delegate them for other people to do. Number 8, you hire thoroughbreds only. Only thoroughbreds, not ponies. A pony, you have to direct the pony. You have to tell the pony where to go. You have to tell the pony what to do. You have to, but ponies are easy. Ponies are affordable. Anybody can get a pony. A thoroughbred, just get out of the way. Just get out of the way and watch the thoroughbred do what a thoroughbred does. A thoroughbred, a jockey just needs to go like this. Small adjustments. That's it. The thoroughbred knows exactly the mission, exactly the purpose, and they're going to go out and they're going to find a way to win. Number 9, you want to train and empower your people, both your staff and your salespeople. You notice the color change and all of a sudden the responsibility change. When the responsibility changes, the money changes. Why? Because money is energy and you are energy and you are money. So when you get more responsibility and you become a leader, guess what happens? You make more money. Do you see how this works? Last but not least, this is what a true CEO does. Number 10, you got to multiply your wealth. You see, many of us as human beings, because of the lack of connection to our true self, we're looking for validation in materialism. This was me. I had the $40,000 Rolex watch. By the way, as you can see, I'll never wear a watch again. Time is an illusion. I had every freaking custom suit you can imagine. I had a beautiful white Aston Martin convertible with red leather interior. I still kind of miss that one, but that's a different story. And I started realizing I was making Aston Martin and Mercedes and Rolex and everybody else rich. What about me? What about my kids? What about my family? Most importantly, what was inside of me that needed all of that stuff? And how could I heal it? How could I fix it? Because if I was honest with myself, it requires a lot of energy to constantly be thinking about the next thing I'm going to buy. And if my energy is out there, what would happen if I took all of that energy and brought it back in here? Who could I become and what could I create with all of that energy? You got to learn to structure your finances. You cannot live off your commissions. You have to build for yourself a pipeline of money where you live off of a salary. This is the number one mistake real estate agents make. They finally make money and the money comes and goes. You got to structure your finances. We show you obviously how to do all of this. Number 11, you have to eventually automate lead generation and conversion. Sales happen right now in my organization with or without me. With or without me. In this last year, we grew by 3,800% during COVID to net bottom line profit. I did not make a single sale. I did not check a single email. I did not set a single appointment. Why?
Woo!
I'm a business owner.
That was a big yell out for you there. That
Thank
was a
you, brother.
huge yell out right there, brother.
Thank you, brother. Yeah. I'm a business owner. A business owner wants freedom. And most importantly, a business owner understands that there's better people out there in the world who are much better at doing all of these things than you are. A business owner wants to bless other people with opportunity. A business owner wants to create opportunity for other people. Because a business owner understands that when you create opportunity for other people, you're also creating more opportunity for yourself. A business owner believes in win-win. So all lead generation and all lead conversion is completely automated now. We have teams in Latin America. They make the sales for us. They come in. The whole thing, the whole system is all automated. You can scale automation. You can't scale effort. Number 12, you increase your assets. there's this restaurant that I really believe in Southern California called Plant Power. It's a vegan restaurant, fast food. If you're ever in the area, go look it up. But I invested some money in it because I believed in it. There's some apartments coming up in Ohio. It's 186 units that are coming up, and they're looking for some partners, and I invested some money in it because I believe in it. You got to learn to take your money and earn your money and get it out of the bank as soon as possible, and to go out and invest in assets that will grow and will multiply. That's the way you're going to get even more free. And then number 13, guys, and this is if I could leave you with anything, and I'm going to close with this. This is the principle that drives everything that I do. And if you could finally learn this principle, this one thing, it will change your life forever. Only do what only you can do. Only do what only you can do. Meaning, only you can present powerfully at a listing appointment. Only you, there's certain areas of your business that only you can do. Everything else can be delegated out. And the minute you understand that and you start putting all of your energy into the things that only you can do and that actually drive you the money, is the minute you'll 10x, quadruple X. We've helped people literally 1,000x their income because they didn't realize they were holding themselves back the entire time. I want to show you some of these stories real fast. This is Victoria. She's a lender, making 7 figures now. Jose will do 1.5 million. He was stuck, 75 pounds overweight, now doing over 150 transactions. Alicia just started with us 6 months ago. She was making $5,000 a month as a lender. She just hit, I think, her first $50,000 month. She's on track to do 200-something thousand this year. I got about 200 more testimonials like this. Once you fix what's going on in here and in here, the rest is easy. I want to open up for some questions, Ron.
Yeah, good stuff, Danny. I want to remind everybody, put your comments, put your questions in the Q&A section down below. Linda Matson says, you are the bomb, in all caps. This is exactly what I'm trying to get to. Beautiful. And if you don't mind, Dave, stop sharing your screen, because I'd like to share mine for a minute. And I want to share with you the impact that you made on me back in 2019. And so every single month since we met, I have my reminders of success. And so on the first of each month, every single month, with no end date, here's what you taught us back in 2019.
That's beautiful.
Designed to be led, enthusiastic at all times. Magic happens when they feel enthusiasm. Ask powerful questions, open-ended questions.
I love
and then
that.
Obviously Dan Henderson, Todd Duncan, and a few other people in there at the bottom. But you know, I certainly have. I've got 2 pages of notes of takeaways that I will be adding to my reminders of success, so that every single month, on the first of each month, it pops up on my calendar. And I've encouraged everybody within the company to do the same thing. It's really powerful. It's a reminder. You know, so often we hear and go through this hour, right? And then we get back into the craziness that is our life. And so often the notes that people took, you know, they get kind of put on the corner of the office, and then you know, a month from now they clean it up and go, what was that? And it doesn't really mean anything to them. But if you take the time right now to act on these notes and put it in a reminder or whatever it is that works for you, I've just found it to be very, very powerful for myself. So I want to say thank you, Danny, for that from 2019.
Thank you.
But there's some testimony. I mean, I love to see that, Craig, and thanks for sharing that and not keeping that a secret. Danny, I was thinking about, first of all, what a great presentation that you just shared with everybody. And I think I love the way you started it, which is the mindset.
Mm.
And I know that, for everybody, how important that really is. And to actually spend that quality time to really drill down and kind of peel back reality, right? Because I think we just get caught up in things. We get lost in, get your shoes on, don't think too much and go. I get that part. That makes a lot of sense. But what makes a lot more sense is knowing who you are.
That's right.
And knowing what does that really mean? I was thinking about the energy part, because I like the energy equals money, you equal money, you equal energy. But I think what people need to understand is that, what's your energy? I mean, what's your level of energy? What do you give it on a scale from 1 to 10 as a person? Is it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 10? Because, those things equal the results of money. If it's great energy, it equals great dollars.
Sure. That's right.
If it's good energy, it equals good dollars. If it's average energy, it equals average dollars. So I'd like you just to make sure that you tune people into that radio station on making sure they have some sort of maybe you could just say, how do you start your day the right day?
Yeah.
Maybe you could address that.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for asking that, Ron. So this is something that I do. And again, forget about discipline for a second. These are the types of things that are not heard too often, but these are the types of things that I do because I love myself. When you love yourself, you naturally do what you have to do, because it's no longer about discipline. And I used to live in a world where it was about discipline. And then when I wouldn't do something, I would beat myself up over it because I was living in my head. When you finally honestly start to love yourself, you just do it because you naturally want to do it, because you care about yourself in that fashion, right? And so the first thing that I do every day is I meditate. And a lot of people have a difficult time with what meditation really is. Let me just simplify it for you. Meditation is just sitting in silence with yourself. That's it. Very hard for people to do at the beginning. Very hard. And so it's hard because the mind is constantly chattering and moving and moving. And quite frankly, that's all we know the mind to do. And then little by little, you start to realize and recognize that, oh my God, I could quiet this thing, right? And it's really powerful, because if you could quiet it in here, then you could quiet it out there, right? And that's where you find your true strength. So that's number one. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, sometimes it gets deep, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever the case may be. Just do it. Just sit in silence with yourself. Number two, I go for a walk every day. And here's why I do that. One of my purposes with my physical body is energy and longevity. And so I used to go out and run and do CrossFit and do like all this craziness, all this crazy stuff, right? And I thought to myself, when I'm 100 years old, I'm not going to be able to do any of this. So why am I doing it now? Going for a walk, I could go for a walk every day. Going for a walk, I could do when I'm 100. And true story, if you look and you read books like the blue, gosh darn it, I'm drawing a blank. The book where all the centurions, it features all the blue zones, you see all these people that are 100, 105, 110 years old, and they're like walking around and they take care of themselves and they just do exercise and they move their body. So I walk every day for about 30 to 45 minutes. And then number three, this is a big one, people, because it'll really help you really hone in your energy. I do something called hydrotherapy. And you just hop in the shower and you grab the nozzle, and you normally like the nice hot shower because it feels good. Turn that son of a gun to cold for 3 seconds and watch your mind. Yeah, your mind is going to go insane. Your mind is going to go, I'm not doing that. No, it's cold. It's another great activity to quiet the mind. And then just bring it back to hot, bring it back to cold, bring it back to hot, bring it back. Just 3 little rounds real fast, whatever you can do. And those are the 3 things that I do.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Ron, I don't know if you guys noticed this. What day is today?
Friday the 13th.
13th, right?
Lucky.
How many levels of success? The leverage ladder was, how many were there?
13.
13. I don't know. I think it was destiny today, buddy.
I love that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, very heartfelt.
got some,
I love the CEO thinking, business thinking. That is what Ron and I have been teaching our originators to get into that CEO thinking.
Yeah.
And building their database and making sure that they're staying in touch with their past customer group, because there's there is so much value there in that database, and you really do build a business over time so that you don't start January at a zero.
That's right.
That
And
is
you know,
just-
and
that's awesome.
it's so important, guys. And for those of you loan officers, it's so important that you're a part of leadership like this, because they set the example. They're the ones setting the example, right? And for all of you that are loan officers, I really want you to pay attention. Like, you know, you have the ability to create so much leverage in your life, because all it takes is a nice handful of wonderful realtor partners. That's your database right there.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah,
That's
you're
it.
right.
You go on and you get 10, 12 solid realtor partners that are your friends, that you maybe travel with, that you have vacations with. You build a community with these people, and you lead and honor and have a relationship with these people. You're done.
Hey, before I know we're running up against the end of the show here, but I want to ask you, Danny, what's really important for us with you is to have continuity in relationship. And we want to make sure we bring the thunder to the people that didn't make this call, and obviously everyone that's on the call. But I think you have an event coming up soon, or
I do.
Can we talk about that just for a minute? Because I want to make sure we get that opportunity for everybody here and others that are not here.
I will, but first, hold on. My longtime friend, Don Campbell. How are you, my man? It's so good. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a while, man. Don Campbell, so good to hear from you. And yes, I am vegan and I fast all day mainly. I typically only eat in the evening, and that helps me a lot as well. But yeah, guys, I wanted to invite you to our event. The last time that we had it, it was in Austin, Texas. I'm going to show this to you real fast. We're having it in San Diego, California. I'm not going to hold back. This event's going to change your life. I will tell you this much. One of the number one determining factors of a human being's true ability to tap into their truest potential is their relationship with the love that their mother and their father gave them. Yeah. And so if you can heal that thing inside of you, or if you can accept at some point in time in your life that the love they gave you was the perfect love that was meant for you, and it helped you become who you are today, man, your whole thing is unlocked. Everything gets unlocked, right? Because now you start to love yourself more. And when you love yourself more, you start to draw more, and energetically more money and more flow and more abundance comes to you. Well, at Awaken Your Highest Self, man, we go in and we go deep through meditation, through breath work, through understanding money, understanding energy. It's a game changer like you have nobody's business. Everybody that came last time literally is bringing 7 to 10 family members because they want everybody to be a part of it. It's November 11th to 12th and 13th. If you go to DannyMorel.com, Awaken, you only have 24 hours. DannyMorel.com, Awaken. We're only giving you, all your family members and all your friends 50% off. This is only for 24 hours. I'm not doing this for anyone. There's no promo codes out there. This is special just for you guys. You type in the promo code AmeriFirst, you're going to get 50% off. You will not see us advertising any promo codes anywhere. This is literally just for you guys, just as a thank you to you guys and your organization.
It's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, really appreciate that, Danny. Just want to read off a few comments, and I know Lisa Pacheco had her hand up. I don't know if that was on accident or not. If it wasn't, Lisa, we got time to get you in here real quick. But Susan Brace apparently knew Blue Zones. She was chiming in on that when that was coming to you. Keith says, awesome stuff. Lance says, thank you, Danny. I really needed this today.
Love you, Lance. Lance, you and Susan come to San Diego, man. It's going to be so good to see you guys.
And Susan's in Phoenix. Lance is already there. That's a close trip for those guys. Let's see. Frank says, it's about focus on your passion. Energy follows. And Tim Critcher says, love it. Sign me up. So you got somebody there. We will remind everybody of that.
Reach out to me on Instagram. Yeah, reach out to us on Instagram, or we'll see you at the event, DannyMorel.com/Awaken.
Absolutely. Chance says, Tampa is ready for you, Danny. Wesley says, hey, Danny, gone through this amazing transformation. How do you attribute that your experience with, not even sure I know what that is. Do you see that in there from Wesley?
Yeah. How much do you attribute that to your experience with ayahuasca? Wow. Well, Wesley, I'll tell you what, I attribute most of it to my willingness and desire to change my life. I got to a point in my life where I realized that I was a complete jerk and I was miserable inside and I was unhappy. And I knew there was more. I knew there was more. And so once you get to that point, then that's where my journey with ayahuasca began. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be where I am today. Yeah.
Way to own it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Just a couple more I want to read. We'll get you on your way. Thank you so much again, Danny. But Danny, I'm getting so many great texts. They are saying this is the best ever from Patrick Huber, also out there in California, as you know.
Patrick,
Susan Bray says this.
Yeah, Patrick, honestly, bro, come to San Diego, man. We're just come. It's gonna
Right down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Susan Brace is in our compliance department, and she says that she's not in sales, but is excited to apply some of these concepts on the development of her compliance supervisors.
Beautiful.
So it applies for everybody.
Absolutely.
There's only one blue zone in America.
Loma Linda.
Man, the questions keep popping up. Yeah, Loma Linda was there for her cancer treatment from John Insco. He was for his cancer treatment. Yeah, that was a couple of years ago or so, and he is doing great. Let's see. By the way, Plant Power is awesome from Russ, and I think that
It's
I think that's about it.
DannyMorel.com. DannyMorel.com/awaken. That's the event.
Awaken.
And you type in AmeriFirst at the checkout and you get 50% off. And by the way, we have tickets available online or live. I would highly recommend you come live, but whatever works. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Awesome
Awesome.
stuff again, guys. Any closing thoughts?
I mean, just
Ron?
winning is all I can tell you. Just a winning day for Friday the 13th. As always, you're a champion and a brother. Very much appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
And Danny, I got to tell you, I love the fact you started with your why and why are you really in the business we're in, and we have to all start as a salesperson, but we can leverage ourselves into a business person, and that was absolutely the truth. So
Absolutely.
thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Good to see you guys. Hope to see you guys in San Diego. Take care.
You will.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sure you'll see a number of us out there, Danny. Everybody, thank you for joining us for today's AmeriFirst Speaker Series. Again, DannyMorel.com/awaken. Put in the promo code AmeriFirst. You got 24 hours to save 50%. Go do it. And have a great rest of your Friday. Again, thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you in our next AmeriFirst Speaker Series. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care.
Bye-bye.